We came to the United Kingdom to find some artisan baking and meet the author of How to Make Bread, Emmanuel Hadjiandrea. Well, he met us at King's Cross Station in London. Then we traveled by train to North Nottinghamshire. There, on the expansive Welbeck Estate, we were taken to the School of Artisan Food. The Welbeck Estate was built as a medieval abbey, became a Cavendish stronghold, and later the ultimate Victorian country estate. You see remnants of this history in its beautiful old stone buildings and game preserve, which includes a herd of unusual white deer. Now the estate is reinventing itself as a sustainable community based on rural diversification, education, the creative industries, and the arts. Recently established in 2009, the School of Artisan Food runs in 140-year-old stone heritage buildings that used to function as the firehouse for the estate. The buildings have been recently remodeled to state-of-the-art condition, complying with top hygienic and the greenest of ecological and energy-saving standards. According to the director, Alison Swan-Parenti, the School of Artisan Food was founded to keep alive food production skills effectively used for thousands of years. These include cheese-making, butchery, beer brewing, and of course, artisan bread and pastry making.
There are food schools everywhere, but I really didn't want it to be a cooking school. I wanted it to be a place that taught skills which were endangered. So, of course, there are masses of wonderful people all over the world who've got great artisan skills, but they're mostly in countries that haven't been greatly industrialized. And so there is a pool of people who know how to do this stuff. And there was a real worry, I think, that with increasing industrialization, all of those skills were going to be lost. And so we were very lucky to find people who agreed with this idea and who were able to come and share their skills. Like Emmanuel, actually, who had learned his skills in South Africa, people who had skills from very different places. And that's really how we started.
Oh, that's a wonderful story. The school bakes its wares in wood-fired brick ovens of the same design as those used at the famous Poilâne bakeries in Paris and London. Besides providing instructions in their varied disciplines, the school features an on-site brewery, the Welbeck Abbey Brewery, Stitchelton Dairy and Cheese-making Facility, and the Welbeck Bakery, a production bakery that supplies the nearby community with fresh, baked, crusty artisan breads and handmade pastries.
That pipe on the side of the barn is ours. The duct's under the road here. It comes out by the screw pipe. So we're taking the milk even as they're being milked. We're pumping it out.
Oh wow!
That's fresh.
Yeah. And it goes in that vat, which is 650 gallons of milk. So that will be full. We heat it up. Add the starter. Add the rennet. Wait a few hours. Cut the curd with those knives. And then we ladle with these ladles. So imagine that's full of curd and whey. And we drain off about half of it, which is just whey, and then we hand scoop curds and whey into this table where it cools and drains all night. It's 24-hour making. Then we mill it through that machine. And it goes into those blue hoops under the table. That's a still hoop. And we'll make 33, 34 of those a day.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday it was grass, Wednesday was milk, and now it's cheese.
Look at that.
Or days in that hot room where they were still in the molds. And they get rubbed up, which means when they come out of those molds, we scrape the sides with a knife and the top. It's like icing a cake. And they come here for 3 weeks, and they go in there and they wait another 2 weeks and get pierced.
Okay.
So
It's about
6 weeks.
weeks.
That we talked about, very low input on heat, so we were replicating the old baker, their arms. There's a thing called a high-speed mixer, which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. You use one of them, fellas? High-speed mixers pretty much maturely with stuff, so you have to work out the mixing times in the kilowatt hours. So you do a big sum, put it in this thing, it's got a cooling jacket, water cooling jacket.
No, I was on one of Emmanuel's first ever courses when the school opened. My wife bought me a 3-day baking course with Emmanuel.
Well, that's wonderful.
And it all started from there.
That's great. You found another calling. I hear tell you had a different kind of calling.
I did, yes. I worked in the law for 30 years, which I didn't find totally fulfilling.
The school offers extensive course of study for those who want to make baking their profession, plus day or weekend workshops for home bakers who seek to improve their skills. The School of Artisan Foods has an illustrious staff of masters in their particular craft, be it baking, brewing, butchering, or cheesemaking. They have gathered the best in their fields from around the globe to ensure that these important food production skills are kept alive and vibrant. And they make excellent bread, beer, and cheese.
We have people coming from Germany, we have quite a lot of people coming from the States. I'm very much looking forward to welcoming our first Chinese visitor. You know, I just love it because I think that people who are very interested in food have a huge amount in common, and I think it's a very good way of bringing people together. You know, people eating around a table, it's always been a good way of being in society. I think that, you know, if we spend all our time looking at our iPads, we find it very difficult to connect with people. And people have a real wish to be with other people. And it's very, very nice when we meet people who come from abroad.